Proof of work experience is perhaps the biggest undertaking in an express entry application. You can see here, you have to provide evidence of work experience to prove that you have the work for which you were awarded points in express entry, as well as to demonstrate that you have the experience that meets the program requirements, whether it's Canadian Experience Class, Federal Skilled Worker, or Federal Skilled Trades. So this is something that you will want to start working on, ideally before you get an invitation to apply, to ensure that you have enough time to gather sufficient and compelling proof of your work experience. At minimum, you need a reference letter from each employer. It's important to really understand the periods of employment that qualify you for immigration, as well as for which you got points. And those periods of work will be in the work experience section of your express entry profile and will automatically populate a document upload field in your document checklist. In the work experience field, don't include entry level or semi-skilled work. Those are our tier 4 and 5 jobs. And don't include any work that falls outside of the 10 years before you apply for PR, because none of that is eligible experience for either CRS or eligibility criteria. And there's no point in gathering proof of work experience that doesn't count. So only include skilled work in or outside Canada that you accumulated in the past 10 years. And you need to have, at minimum, for each period of employment, an official letter on company letterhead, and make sure it includes all of these items. So your name, the company's contact information, including the address, phone number, and email, as well as the name, title, signature, and contact information of the person who is signing the letter. And that should be someone who has the authority to act on behalf of the company for the purpose of validating or confirming periods of employment. For example, it wouldn't be a good idea to provide a letter that's, say, signed by an admin assistant, but it would be better to have the letter signed by an HR coordinator, even yet better, an HR manager, or an executive of the company. And the letter shouldn't include all the positions you've held. So if you've worked in different positions, been promoted over time, make sure each period of employment in the various roles that you've had are separated in the letter. If you work for one employer in multiple skilled roles, you can include one letter in your application and upload it in multiple fields and just make sure that all of those different periods of employment are broken out in the letter, and include your job title, the duties and responsibilities, your status. So if you're currently working there, whether you're full-time, part-time, the dates you've worked for the company. And again, if you have worked in multiple roles, have the overall date of employment and period of employment, as well break down the dates of employment in each role that you've had with the company, as well as breaking out each title and the duties and responsibilities that you've had in each role. You also need to include the number of hours of work per week and your annual salary plus benefits. If your work experience is in Canada, make sure you include your T4, that's from the Canada Revenue Agency, and your notices of assessment. You should be able to download that from your My CRA account or call CRA. You can also ask your employer for documents like your record of employment if you're no longer employed there, and include things like pay stubs, promotion letters, your original job contract. The more evidence you can provide, the better, because the onus is on you to demonstrate that you have the experience that qualified you to get the invitation and makes you eligible under the program you were invited to apply. And of course, make sure all of those documents are consistent. If you are including an original job offer letter and you have an employment verification letter and the duties and responsibilities don't match, that could be problematic. So make sure that the information is consistent and clear across all documents that you are providing.